Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with the 1.7 Hydra AI enhancement, and of course we're playing with the Road to 56 mod, and playing as Germany, as you probably could tell by this point. So we have, this is our infantry general. Okay, him. He can only have one more division. And then he's maxed out. Okay, so there we go. No. Oh, there we go. Right click that. Okay, so we have him. Well, actually, yeah. Let's change this whole thing up here. Let's move. Oh, God, I hate that color. Hate that turquoise color. We can change it. I know we will. We'll go with the blue. You guys are all going over to this army, if you will. Or sort of southern, eastern, I don't know if you want to call it Army South. It's not really an army group. Oh, maybe it almost is. Okay, now let's figure out a general for him. Harsh leader, cautious, no, that is not. I'll just cavalry. There we go. We'll give him the command. Now we're going to remove Heil from this, and we're going to add him to there. And okay, decimator radar, very good. We'll do some submarine warfare research now. But let's see if we can attach him to another modal. Oh, we need more generals in this. Get too spoiled with black ice. There we go. So now we have armor group commander in the east, and commander in the west. The command generals probably will get changed out beforehand. You guys go over to Guderian unit. Okay, we're almost to purge political opponents. How is the war in China doing? Well, doing better than I think than Japan was doing historically at the time. Okay, very good. Now we have that. Everything else is basically, because we're not going to do the carrier options are for 1940. So that's mostly up to date now. We're doing that. Battleship submarine, that's pretty nice. 111 days. 39. Well, we could do this. No, well, but it's 39, so this is what we really need to come to. Let's do the infrastructure setup. Yeah, 39. This is doing a lot better, I think, than Japan was doing historically. But that's okay. Okay, political purges, very good. I know we can do expand. Construction speed plus 25%. That would be really good. Yeah. We're going to do, let's, I know that's what I want to do, but let's look around here. We've got Fate of Czechoslovakia soon. Very soon. Probably next. Volkswagen 35 days. Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. Expand military industries. Get that going. And let's see, we're building up our fuel. Let's look. I need to look here. Okay. Prepare to invade France. Okay, West Wall. So 35 days, 35 days. Okay, we're just starting into that. So we need to get going. This should be much more intricate. Okay, so now we should do, now I would have, how I would design this. Build more synthetic oil plants. You're probably right about that. What I would have is this Fate of Czechoslovakia with no West Wall. I would have France go to war with Germany. That's how I would do it. No West Wall. France decides it can go in and kick butt. West Wall, it doesn't. So yes, okay, some more synthetic oil. No, actually, synthetic rubber. You're close with the oil, and I was sort of there with you for the moment, but we're going to do synthetic rubber. Don't worry, we'll do some more synthetic oil, but we're going to do some synthetic rubber first. Because our imports are going to be cut off soon. A lot of good stuff. We're doing pretty well. Well, one thing we do need to do here is go to newer ones of these, Maritime Patrol, and we'll also increase the yes. You know, France starts out with the mindset in World War I, attack, attack, always attack. And they keep that going up way too long. Oh God, I'm not good. I know some of you guys probably watched the series, World War I week by week. I forget the guy's name, YouTube channel. He's now doing a World War II version of it, of that. Which general, but Joffre or whoever, I don't know. And this comes out of the Napoleonic tradition. So they're throwing themselves at the Germans at ridiculous amounts, even beyond what the British are doing. So they understand attack, but they don't understand the change in weaponry that's happened, and how that is just with the weapons combination of World War I. Attack is not the best thing. It's only at the very end with the tanks does that change. But the tanks are really, of course, the weapon of World War II, and where attack becomes the thing to do in World War II. And that. But even with the World War I experience, France would realize, hey, you mean the Ruhr, where you get a lot of, German industry is just simply marching through, we may have to battle units, but if it's not that heavy, yeah, they probably would have fought, especially if we were talking over, the Sudetenland situation, because that's in 38. Germany had already built a bunch of the West Wall, not all of it, in 38. Now, they were continuing to build, but I would have that show up earlier and need to look at that. But that's how I would build this. The way I build things is not how other people do it, obviously. Okay, now this is going to get converted over to that. So we're going to produce anti-tank guns, and we're going to increase it by 1 for when we get some more eventually. Okay, we're now in 39, so we can now build these without detriment, but I want to look. Yeah, this is what we need to do now. Medium tanks. Thank you, IQB. Yeah, the Great War Channel. That's it. Very good. I've watched a number of episodes, but not enough to have watched. Not even the majority of episodes. Very much a minority of episodes, but it's good. The one thing is see an arsenal, and you can find the link on my main page on the YouTube channel there, featured sites or whatever it's called. I love, because it goes into the weapons of World War One. It's what they're doing now. They're gonna, once they get done with World War One, and they're being very exhaustive, and they've talked about going in and redoing some of their very early episodes better. As most of you know, I'm really into the small arms and the history of small arms, and that I find fascinating. Especially how much of World War II is fought with World War One designed weapons, or ones that come immediately out of it. Like the Thompson submachine gun is more or less a World War One submachine gun. It's too late to actually be in the war because it's sort of a 1920 design, but you know, so the Thompson submachine gun, the American BAR, the 1919 machine gun, the Browning 50 cal, those are all World War One designed weapons. Yeah, good, IKB. Glad you do. That's another really great channel. And of course, the German Mauser rifle is just, it's the Karabiner 98 Kurz. So it's the carbine 98 short, and just shortened, lightened up a little bit, and have the turn down bolt. That's about it. I mean, there are other minor changes between the Gewehr 98, but not much. So Germany's main battle rifle is a World War One basic rifle, or technology just lightened up a little bit. The Soviet Mosin Nagant is a World War One or pre-World War One rifle. They're using their 1910 Maxims. Now, of course, they do have some lighter, the DP machine gun, and I forget the STG. I forget the other Soviet, medium machine gun. And of course, the Deshka's, the DSHK 50 cal is a post World War One weapon. But so a lot of the Soviet stuff is World War One manufacture and or just continuing to produce World War One equipment. So a lot of stuff is the same, particularly on that thing. Now, where aircraft, of course, I don't think there's a single World War One aircraft that's still, really functioning in World War Two even as a reserve thing. So that's all new. Where small arms, a lot of it's the same. And obviously tanks. Well, tanks, you got the FT-17s that France uses and Germany uses once they capture them, and Italians use, and Japan still using the FT-17. America has a bunch of FT-17s at the start of the war, and they send most of them to Canada, and Canada uses them as training tanks for a while. So never any thought by Canada of wanting to send them overseas, but just as a stuff. So they're still using some of that in World War II. Actually, let's select all. Drive to this province, because that's where we want to start out from. More tactical flexibility from there. Okay, back to more armaments factories. I think the only weapon that is still largely unchanged, that's a World War I or immediate sort of post-World War I weapon still in use, is the 50 caliber machine gun, the American Browning. It's because it's M2 heavy barrel, so they've gone over to heavier barrel. I think mostly the Americans now have converted them to a quick change barrel, as opposed to needing to head space it every time they do it. But not everybody has. I think that in frontline service in a major power, not like, oh yeah, they still use, the 1919 Browning, 30 caliber machine gun. I'm sure is used in some Latin American countries and whatnot. Not talking about, people can't afford to improve weapons, but in countries where they could, they're still using. I think that's it. Because the 1911 pistol, which obviously is pre-World War I, is no longer used in the American Armed Services as a frontline weapon. Hey, thanks for following the channel. I do appreciate it. Okay, we're going to create another group for the north here. Okay. Now, we've got... I think we're going to do prepare to invade France now. That'll get us, and we're going to do West Wall, then we'll do fate of Czechoslovakia, I think is how we're going to do this. And this nice infantry army, who are we going to put in charge of it? Yeah, okay. Yodel. Yodel should probably be higher, one of the higher commands right now, but whatever. And more anti-tank rifles, or not rifles, but anti-tank guns. Now let's look up here. Pause. Okay. Support equipment. Okay, well, we need more tanks. We've been sort of spamming out. Okay, we're doing too much maybe on the tank front. So let's go. We'll deploy this one and cancel it. Go down to just 2. Back to here. Okay, support equipment. We're going to go down to 2 because we've got a lot of support equipment here. We're not making enough just because we've been doing too much radios and things, but 2,000. So we'll reduce down a little bit. And let's look at artillery. No, I don't want to go below 3 right now. 3 and 3 sounds about right. I just want to ramp this up considerably more. Get those rushed into production. And we're going to come over here and build more military factories. Okay. Well, we got 7 divisions under Rommel and 7 divisions, so only one of them is an infantry division under Guderian. Let's form up another Panzer outfit. And who do we put him under? Von Manstein, that sounds good. I almost went with Papa Hoth, but... And we'll put him under... There we go. Under our armor general there, Keitel. Is this Keitel, right? No, von Kluge, okay. So Keitel, I think, was the... Wasn't he the main sort of panzer commander for the overall... Well, we can come up to the north this time. It will be a little different. Now these guys are going to get ready to go. Coming to visit Arno, I think. And they need to come under him. There we go. Well, looks like we need more tanks, though. Since we've reduced down, we're caught up to production levels. But yeah, we'll go with. No, we're going to start a new tank line. We're going to convert this over to medium tanks when we get a chance. Now we have, because we built some rubber factories, we have too much rubber being imported. So let's trade over here, and rubber, let's cancel this. There we go. Convoy interdiction, very good. But we want to come over here and do advanced machine tools. And now we can do better radars. Okay, we're gonna end that, and we're gonna end this. Prepare to invade France. We are prepared, I guess. Blitzkrieg tactics. 35 days isn't too long, but we will do West Wall. Yeah, doing pretty good, so we will. Yes, you're right. Well, we'll need to specify no-go zones once we get nearer to the war for trade. And that is one thing I want to And I thank you for reminding me of that, IKB. I'm so used to just saying no, but I wonder what if Germany, if I want to say trade with Japan or Siam or whatever, and we're at war, if I could do a bunch of no-go zones to have trade, come out up here around through the Norwegian Sea, around through the Denmark Strait, out through Labrador, down through the Mid-Atlantic, down here, and then, out this, by blocking off some of these other ways, get the trade going out here, come up through the Pacific somewhere, and either to Japan or into Siam, through the South China Sea, do a super long trade route with Asia here. I wonder what my losses to submarines would be. I don't know. That's one thing I do want to experiment with. And see how that goes. It may just still be, all heavy losses, and we want to do construction. But I want to try that out. Let's try to do a path winding around. Obviously not historically able because they would have spotted all that stuff, but I don't know how well the game would deal with that one way or another. That's another recent addition to the game that I've wanted since Hearts of Iron 3. Okay, yeah, let's increase this by 1. They're doing 5 a week there, and up here they're doing 3 a day with just a little bit more factories. Now, dispersed factory, very good. Fuel gain from refineries, refuel. Let's do that one first. There's so much to love in this game, but it still hasn't made it past my heart and liking. Hearts of Iron 3 Black Ice, gotta specify Black Ice. It's still just that much better, but this is getting better. Give it another year or two. To you youngsters it seems like a long time, and it is quite a while, but still. Okay, and then we'll do this one also. Okay, so now we're going to come over here, and that would just sort of funds the extra production, and let's convert it over there. Yeah, well, I presume that's the World War I transport submarine that the Germans did. It was basically a failure, IKB. Yeah, it's sort of cool in concept, but it doesn't work, not in a practical sense. Okay, well, let's do more regular fighters. Germany sort of kind of tries it again during World War II. Not with any maybe dedicated submarines, but some of their longer range. They were trying to do some trade with Japan for some critical needs, but not really enough. Okay. Yeah. The idea was to get them the one scale bigger so that they're covering down, into northern Italy, into France, up into the North Sea, into the Baltic, as we can see what this will be like, and of course over the sort of central Germany. So that should give everywhere effective radar coverage. Okay. Small arms firepower, we could do this now, but let's see, we got all of those. 39 radars, improved fire control systems. Wonder how much ice. Probably near nothing, because yeah, the telescope and whatever is up there. I know later on they, you know, in the Cold War era, they can come up with their sail and go through a lot more. But the way that is, I think it's too much little stuff. So, you know, yeah, because I know, yeah, not much at all. Not much what you would think. I mean, if obviously there's just, you know, a half an inch of ice or something on the surface of some harbor or whatever that's shallow enough or calm enough that the water will freeze. That maybe you could get that going. Okay, I think we want to do the fate of Czechoslovakia now. That's only 35 days. We can do that after that. We want to do that too. So let's do this. Well, no, first let's check on what Czechoslovakia is doing. Unknown focus. So we don't have enough information if they're actually even doing that. So yeah, we will do this now. I don't know, because it goes from the deck of a submarine, or the bridge of the submarine in World War II. For most nations, they considered it was outside the submarine. It was, you were up on the bridge, was the, you know, deck, if you will, on top of the conning tower of the submarine, and that was considered the bridge. And then you go down sort of into the conning tower, which was pressurized, and I think you were mostly commanding it from there, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe further down in the hole once you're under the water. Where in a modern submarine, the thing that comes up is called the sail, and it's just basically a big fin that, yes, people can go up in there, and when you're on the surface, you can, you know, get a few people up there, but they really don't consider that the bridge. Okay, the Swiss Confederation asks for guarantees. Swiss Confederation met with us in private to discuss plans. Yes, we shall do that. Yeah, sure, we'll do this. We'll claim to offer them guarantees. All right. Okay, we're all full up on fuel now. How much fuel, if any, are we currently importing? None. Okay, so right now, under current fuel usage of 0, big key here. And we have daily gain, yeah, just not helping us, but it's not hurting us. We are at that. So, yep, time to build more synthetic refineries, I think. And so I don't know just how much stronger some of the things that stick up out of the sail, you know, periscope and whatnot, were to be able to get through the ice during the Cold War, and how thick it could get up there. But you also have to realize that you just have to have enough to sort of enough pressure to poke through whatever's sticking above the sail up there, and then once the sail on the submarine hits, that does the main breaking of the ice to let the rest of the submarine come up. where that hitting the bridge, which is not very well reinforced, would have been a very different thing. So if I remember reading right, in winter the Leningrad was port was like get like 10 feet of ice in the winter, way sort of inland, not the whole I forget the name of this bay or whatever you want to call it, but right in around here it would get thick in the ice, so it would anything but a massive icebreaker, it would ice in things. So yeah, submarines couldn't operate there in winter, so you're sort of pulling further out, or just everybody's iced in. Okay, we got 2 more. Let's go with 2 more. Okay, I think we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, I love hearing from you. If you got any more technical information on submarines breaking through ice or other interesting topics, please post them below. See you next time for more Hearts of